No. It's not your time yet, baby.
In a minute. Let her wait right there. Maybe she want to do.
Wow. She loves her daddy. She loves her daddy. Anyway, my mother is Helen Kemp. My father is Joseph Adams. I'm from Buffalo, New York. Presently, I live in Tampa, Florida. I am my grandparents, Herbert and Annabelle Kemp. And before that, I'm learning now, so I didn't really know my history before that. So that's another reason why I'm here, and I'm happy to be here. Presently, let's see, I've been married 15 years to my wife, Beverly. Let's stand right there, wave. Okay. We have Kimberly Helen Adams, who is 7, and Ken Jr., who is 10. Let's see, we went to University of South Florida. It was an interesting story. My very first day of school, I met my wife and her mother. And of course, I didn't date her until like 2-3 years later. But still, I guess it's just fate or destiny, whatever you want to call it. And up until my mother passed, they were the best of friends. What else you need to know? Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Who are your grandparents?
Oh, my grandparents, Annabelle and Herbert Kemp. Okay.
And your name is?
Ken Adams.
Ken.
Okay, Tom Farrell, Peter Farrell.
That's our connection.
Yes.
What are you doing now?
Presently, I'm general manager of Steak and Shake. You probably know famous for steak burgers. Hey, you can tell. You can look at me and tell what I do. And that's it. You know, and okay, you're gonna get your time. Oh, can she do this now? Okay, let me just say, she's just joined a squad, a cheerleading squad, and she just learned some cheers, and she loves to show off. So, go ahead.
You on. Look here.
You up here now? What?
She need music or something?
You red hot.
Does she need music?
You ready now?
Okay, get ready for the cheer back here.
R-E-H-L-T, the Pharaohs are here. R-E-H-L-T, this is our year. R-E-H-L-T, the Pharaohs are here. R-E-H-L-T, this is our year.
You can put it on this African drum keychain, okay? They're going to be giving you a door key, and you can be able to go in the house by yourself.
Oh, I sure did. That was something. Okay, I told you about the trip. I'm really whipped. No more car riding for me anyway. However, I'm Milton's oldest daughter of the second group. I was born when he was 77 years old. And then there's more after me.
Before the age of Viagra.
Serena said it was before Viagra. Okay.
Your job, your career?
I live in San Francisco, California now. I lived in Columbus, Ohio for a number of years. I think like 45 years. I'm a hairdresser and a quilt maker. And I see Serena's got a quilt of mine spread over there, and I saw another one in the museum downtown where I got lost and went to before I got here. However, I have some stories about a lot of you that I remember.
Okay.
But I'm going to leave that off right now.
Tell one. We want to hear it.
But they're mostly about me too. Now let me see. Who's Bertha's relatives? Okay.
Great-grandson.
Great-grandson. Okay, any more Bertha's children here? My sister Bertha. Okay, well that's enough, you. I used to go to Bertha's and I always trying to cook. Made a cake, put all these eggs and butter in it, and forgot the baking powder. So it was like a rock, we had to throw it out. Freddie B.
Freddie Bucky.
You were speaking of.
That's my great uncle.
Freddie B was always taking me for a ride on his bicycle. And I've got the scars to prove it on this ankle. He told me, hold your legs out, and I a scar on there that's there till today. And my dad always would go to Bertha's house.
His
And-
oldest daughter.
Yeah, he'd always go to Bertha's. Bertha lived downtown, almost near Edgefield, closer to Edgefield than we did. We lived out in an area called the Promised Land. I don't know why that's called the Promised Land, but
It was promised to the black people for free with the 40 acres and a mule. And they never got the 40 acres and a mule.
okay. Let's see, who else I got a story for? What family connection are you?
Mary Emma.
Mary, oh my Lord, I can't tell those stories. We would be here till next year. Mary Emma was my favorite sister, because I'd run away from the McDaniels every time they made me mad. Hide in the woods, and they knew I was going to end up at Mary Emma's house.
5
I
miles
see them out there
away.
going down the road looking for me. I'd wait till they came back going home. Then I'd go on to Mary Emma's.
Viola had a
Ruth and-
terrible temper, okay? And
Ruth
she would
and
get
I-
angry and run away.
I leave. Yeah. I'd go up to Mary Emma's and we'd cook. Ruth and I would cook, but up there now I put baking powder in and the food was good. My dad would come up and stay with Mary Emma too during the times that I would be up at Mary Emma's. And I think I already said this, every weekend he'd have a talent show and have us dancing. Also, he was an educator, like Serena said, so I don't ever remember learning to read or write. I think I've been reading all my life. I don't remember learning how, because he taught us very early, and I've done this with my granddaughter, who is now principal of a high school in Seattle, Washington, at 32. My daughter lives in San Francisco with me, and her name is Sharon Scott. My granddaughter, I was telling you about, her name is April Lisa Marie Little. Okay, back to Mary Emma's. Joe would milk the cows. You know Joe? Joseph DeVore. Okay, Joe would milk the cows. And I went out there, I want to milk the cow, Joe. Let me milk the cow. No, you're too little. I go up there trying to milk the cow anyway and get kicked. Milk bucket and all. And also, Ruth and I would had us a little playhouse out from the house where we'd go out there and play. But that's where I stayed all the time. And Mary Emma said, Ruth and I are about the same age. She's a few months older than I am. But we would fight over Mary Emma all the time. She would sleep on one side and I sleep on the other. Ruth said, Mama, look at me. I said, no, sister, look at me. Ruth said, this is my mother. I said, this is my sister. So we'd fight every night we'd be fighting over Mary Emma. So she said, well, I'll lay this way a little while. Then I'll lay this way a little while. And I'd go, you've been over that side too long. We were a mess.
I agree.
We were a real mess. And I stayed at Mary Emma's and went to school also. Now let me get on another family. I can tell you more, but that's enough on that one. What other family side I got going here?
The McDaniels and Grandma teaching us to
Oh, and
quilt and can,
Oh,
make
at the
South
McDaniels,
meat.
I had to milk every day. It wasn't fun. That became a J-O-B. And I got kicked by the cow there, too. That cow kicked me so hard, I got a scar. A bucket broke and cut me here. And then I rolled down the hill in a whole big thing of manure.
Oh, no.
So I just was mad about all that, because those cows were mean. They'd kick and they'd horn you. So we'd have to tie them to the fence. Tie the head to the fence and put a stop in the ground and tie the foot to that stop so they wouldn't kick. But that day, that cow pulled that stop up and kicked me clear down the hill and rolled into that big pile. You know, they would get all this stuff up to put around the vegetables, and I went into that. And I'm telling you, I was sick of that cow and that cow milk. The other thing I remember about the farm was every once in a while, a frog would get in the well and the water would smell. Then we have to walk a long ways to a spring. I know y'all don't know nothing about no spring.
Yes, I do.
Who said that? Oh, okay. You have to walk to the spring and get the spring water and sometimes push the leaves back. Because the leaves that fell in the spring, it's a natural spring, nothing nobody made, it's nature's spring. What else can I remember? Give me another family.
Well,
Huh?
Frank Strother.
Frank Strother is a brother that had died before I was born. So I'm really not familiar with that other than my dad talking about Frank. Wasn't Frank in the Army in the Second World War? I think so, and
I think the First World War.
yeah, the First World War. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the second. The First World War. And he died from injuries, stains during that war, injuries where he was wounded in the service. Oh, Frank's children. Don't get jealous. My dad got a check from Frank, and that's the only thing that we had going when we lived in the country. My mom got my dad rather, got $37 a month from him. What you call it?
Allotment in the service.
Yeah,
Allotment.
allotment, right, that's it, allotment. And that's the only connection I know about him. I'm thankful for that, because that's all we had to sustain us during those years when my father was really ill. The check was really to him, but we all
Shared.
shared from that. Another family member, let me see what I have on you.
Okay. Ask for a volunteer.
Okay, I'm gonna get to you, Stuart. Let me see what I can think of on you.
No, not really.
Well, tell something about Benjamin, your brother.
Huh?
There's something about the family.
Oh, okay. Benny is my youngest brother. Benny, Serena, and I, and Lammy is the second group. So we are half sisters and brothers to the first group. Benny loved to have him a little nip. And he loved to work and earn his money. Liked to have his own way. And he was a very handsome fella. I look like his twin. But no kidding, there's a picture that we took together that we really look like twins. Even though normally we didn't, but something about that picture, I should have brought it. We look like twins. And Benny was lucky enough to hit the lottery. So he was a millionaire.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And a very kind person. He wouldn't tell you the favors that he did. But I'm a hairdresser and a hair replacement technician. Now you know the hairdresser gets all the news.
Yeah.
So different ladies would come in and say, "You Benny's sister?" I said, "Yeah." Benny came by and gave me and my husband a check so we could go back home. We ain't never been able to go back home. He heard us say we wanted to go home. And different people, he never let anybody know. I went to the doctor one time, and this was a different doctor because I was having joint problems. And lo and behold, he had given the doctor a nice chunk of money. I guess the doctor had been his doctor, and he sent me to his doctor, and the doctor told on me. And there were any number of people that I can't remember the names now, it's been so long ago, that he did good favors for when he got lucky.
And I want her to tell you that his son, Stuart Strother, is here. And he is right here in the back. Stuart, come up.
Or raise your hand or something.
No, come up and speak. Come up and speak. Okay, Stuart went to Central State University in Ohio, and he was in a car accident. But he is very independent and self-sufficient and travels a lot. And Mr. Sylvester is with him here in the red shirt. Mr. Sylvester, wave your hand, please. Okay.
Stuart, can I tell on you? He had the unfortunate accident, but he had a blessing also.
Okay. I'll come up and say something.
You don't tell it, let me tell it.
Right. You don't tell it. His sister is named his son, Anthony Wilson, and he are good friends.
And you see the smile on his face, he's always pleasant and always a good, sweet person.
All right.
Okay, you already know who I am, man.